Hello everyone, it's me, Banoffee Pie VA again today. And today is going to be another video. And this is concerning about, of course, Thomas and Friends. But I know you're thinking, why are you doing a Thomas and Friends video if you're not a tanky anymore? Well, I may not be a tanky anymore, but I'm still interested in new stuff. So um ap- so according to Marc Forster, he is planning to make a live action Thomas and Friends movie. We don't know when it will be released, but anyway, many people have done cast ideas for the movie, so I thought I'd do one. Um, I had some ideas for the characters if they may appear, but here are the is the cast idea I made for the characters that might appear. Well, for Thomas, we're sure, but so my cast idea is first of all, Freddie Highmore as Thomas. So I'm sure you're thinking, why Freddie Highmore? Well, because of his British accent, and even though he plays in American other stuff, but I thought of him because why not? Many people see Daniel Radcliffe or Tom Holland as Thomas, but I see Freddie Highmore for him to give a chance to shine because Daniel Radcliffe already voiced Thomas in Robot Chicken, so I thought, why not Freddie Highmore for the Thomas and Friends movie? We don't know if Freddie Highmore has actually liked Thomas, but I'm sure Freddie Highmore can do a great voice for Thomas. Next, for Edward, if he appears, I'm thinking of Hugh Bonneville for Edward because Edward is a wise engine and for a oh, maybe Hugh Bonneville isn't, not to be offensive to Hugh Bonneville, but he maybe is not that wise. But he plays a great voice for old people, so who are wise, of course. So for Edward, why not give him a wise voice? So for Hugh Bonneville. So the next character, called Henry, of course, which I'm sure you all know. I'm thinking the only one I was thinking is Mark Silk, who had already voiced characters in the other Thomas and Friends show before All Engines Go. I only thought of Mark Silk because I couldn't have another actor voice him, so yeah, why not Mark Silk? Yeah. So the next idea is for the voice of Gordon, and I'm thinking of Frank Bruno, who's a boxer, but he has also played in pantomimes. I'm sure, I don't know if Frank Bruno's voice has changed, but he could play because Gordon has a tough personality, and yeah, so Frank Bruno's a boxer, so he can be a bit tough, and he's got a voice that makes him very tough. But so I thought, why not Frank Bruno? Yeah. The next one, for James, I'm thinking of the actor James Buckley, who is famous for playing the role of Jay in The Inbetweeners. So it's not because he's called James that I see him as James, but it's because of his voice. He speaks in teenage Cockney accent. So I thought that voice can suit James a lot because of his personality and his character. Yeah. The next one for Percy, of course, I'm thinking of Tom Holland himself. Some people see him as Tom Holland, but but they think Thomas is more appropriate for Tom Holland. But I see Tom Holland as Percy. Yeah. I'm sure it can fit a great personality too, for the character and the voice. The next one I'm thinking is, for Toby, I'm thinking of Alex McQueen, who plays the role of Neil's dad in The Inbetweeners, but he also plays one of the characters in Horrible Histories, the movie, and so because of his voice, I can hear a bit Toby having a voice a bit like that. So yeah. The next one, for Duck, the Great Western Engine, I'm thinking of Simon Bird, because Simon Bird can have a bit of mishap. Well, the character he plays sometimes has a bit of mishaps. Will from The Inbetweeners. So Duck had a bit of mishaps here and there, and which can lead him to a bit of his attitude getting a bit calm, but secretly getting a bit frustrated. So I thought, why Simon Bird can play a great personality for him. The next one I'm thinking is Donald and Douglas. I'm thinking of Charlie and Craig Reed, also known as the Proclaimers, because they are Scottish. So I can literally hear them playing Donald and Douglas. The next one I'm thinking is Blake Harrison for Oliver, because of the character that he played called Neil in The Inbetweeners. He speaks a bit like an accent that Simon Bird has. So I thought, why not he can play Oliver, which he can sound really good, I'm sure. And the last and final one, for Bill and Ben, I'm thinking of James and Oliver Phelps, who play Fred and George in Harry Potter, or who played Fred and George in Harry Potter, because of the personalities that Fred and George had in the movies. That is the sort of personalities that a bit Bill and Ben have. So James and Oliver Phelps were my choice for Bill and Ben. So I'm not sure for the other characters that might appear, like the Fat Controller or some other railway series or television series character that might appear. But I hope you liked my cast idea for Thomas and Friends, and I'll see you next time. Bye.